This video we're going to review The Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 4, Slabtown. Okay, I'm really hoping that when we saw Carol being brought in at the end, that this is all a ruse and that they ended up meeting up with Noah, and Noah let them know what was going on and, said, yes, Beth's in there, and that Daryl and Carol came up with this plan that Carol was going to have to be rescued by them and fake being injured, because they're more likely to take in Carol than Daryl, and that this is all just a big plan for Carol to get in there and just try to get Beth out. And I think at the same time, maybe Daryl went back with Noah to get reinforcements with Rick. I'm not quite sure if this is how it's going to go out, but I'm kind of hoping, because I really, really want to see Carol go Rambo. I hope it's not that she's just injured for real and they have her in there. I'm really hoping that there's something else, because they have no idea who they're messing with if Carol is really in there to try to get Beth out. I like how the environment was set up as kind of an indentured servitude. So, okay, yeah, we're going to give you stuff, but you're going to have to do things for us. And really, you're never going to end up getting out, because you're never going to be able to make up for all the things you need. Because, we gave you shelter, we gave you food, we gave you a shower, we gave you medical stuff. Like, there's always going to be something that's going to keep you from being able to leave. So I kind of like the whole indentured servitude, because we've kind of seen different ways of government and ruling with all the different places we've been to, like Terminus and Woodbury and all that, and it's kind of just fun to see. So if you didn't get what was going on in this episode, basically the cops are there in the hospital, they have it secure, and they go out and they rescue people, and then they indenture them and make them a servant to them. So they have a doctor, and it seems like they don't necessarily like the doctor too much, so they're trying to replace him with another doctor, which is why in the end that we figure out the doctor had Beth end up killing the other man is because he was a doctor, he was an oncologist, and he was worried that he would be killed or replaced. And we saw he got all these perks. I mean, you see his office and the painting and the music and all that. He gets these perks because he's the only doctor available, and if he wasn't, then things might not be as great. We also got to see, because of the structure of the cops kidnapping people and then the debt that they have, and then they have to pay it back, is that the cops maybe aren't as under Dawn's control as much as we would like. So we know that Grauman ended up just raping people and raping girls and doing what they want, and things are overlooked because they believe that they're the greater good and that what they're doing is eventually going to help rebuild society when people come for them, which they don't realize that most likely no one is going to come for them. And lastly, I just want to point out Beth's character arc. So we have seen Beth go from a suicidal teenager who just didn't want to live and was just like, screw this, I'm out, to someone that has becoming hardened and able to survive and figuring out how to work in this life. I mean, we saw at the episode at the very end, she was ready to shank the doctor. Like, she just has grown so much, and I love that they have progressed the characters. And I really like Carol and Beth. I know some people don't necessarily like Beth as much, but where they've taken Carol and Beth from two weak women unable to adapt to two women that are kick-ass and ready to do what it takes is just fantastic, and the character progression that they've given them, I have really enjoyed. I really like seeing when people are transformed, or maybe not even transformed, just shown that they were able to do a lot more, they just needed the right circumstances. So I really enjoyed this episode. I think there was a good amount of tension. What I like about this show is you don't always know that the heroes or protagonists are going to end up making it. I mean, they die a lot, and then, when you're trying to do something, or Beth is trying to get a key or whatever, like, you have a very real feeling that they're not going to make it. Unlike when let's say watch Mission Impossible, and Tom Cruise is going to end up doing it in time, and he's not going to be caught, and everything's going to end happily ever after. There might not be a happily ever after, and I really love it, and there was just so much tension this entire episode of, is Beth going to make it? What's going to happen to her? And it's something that I really enjoy about the show. It's my review for Season 5, Episode 4. I think it was a really great episode. I really look forward to, continuation of the story, and I think this season so far has just been great episode after great episode. You can write your thoughts below, like, subscribe, and come back for more geeky videos every day.